And we are live. Yo, Flows, what's up? Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Hey, PJ Cruikshank and Vicky, you guys okay?
Yeah. All good. All good. Ready for part
Good.
two. See what sense we get tonight.
Yeah, it's part two, guys. If you haven't watched part
my
one,
YouTube sorry, my YouTube wasn't on it wasn't on mute then. I was like, oh.
No stress, man. Yeah, if you guys haven't watched part one, do go and I'll stick the link for part one in the description of the show. I forgot to do that. I think it's going to lay the foundation good for know what's going on tonight. By the way, most of the people aren't here tonight because they're watching a debate between Sovereign Soul and Sol. What's her name? Sal, Southern Sal or something. She's from South Africa. I think sounds more like she's from the Northwest or Joburg or something. But the cognitive dissonance from that chick. So hopefully she'll have a conversation with us sometime. It'd be quite interesting.
That'd be cool. I mean, it was good to have that conversation with Scott Gaug. I don't know if you pronounce it that way, but
he
Scott
was awesome.
Yeah, he was cool. He was cool.
Yeah, much younger than I thought he would be though.
Definitely.
I thought he was older.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this side, hi everybody in chat. November, what's up? Moxie, hello, good to see you. PJ, obviously, hello. Miss Mark Queen Bee, always good to see you too. Random Hero, glad to see you too. And Oz, what's up, man? Glad you guys can make it. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show, let everybody know we're live so we can get out to a wider audience. I think it would help if I actually bring up the debate. Okay. So before we start round two, though, PJ, try and reiterate to everybody what you thought of round one. Part one, though.
Well, to be honest, I thought it was satire. And then when I realised people were saying in chat, no, this guy really is like, he once he gets going, you'll see he knows what he's talking about. But even when he carried on, even after I thought, well, he's talking like he's a flat earther, but in satire. Then he started talking like a glober, but in satire, but disproving the globe with some flat earth stuff. And I still thought it was satire.
So, yeah, I think all that came... Yeah, I think all that came is because he was being very sarcastic with the way he was saying stuff. And you couldn't take him serious, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I still can't, I don't know. I've painted sort of in my mind that I don't see him as being genuine with what he's talking about. So, but that maybe that's just me. But yeah, it's good to see you guys. I see a whole bunch of people have just jumped in. Jerk Acid, what's up? One Mind, One Spirit. Mental Pancakes, DJ D, good to see you all. Thank you all for coming. You rock. And thanks for sharing the show, by the way, guys. Okay. Anyway,
enough of your chat is there if you want to come in.
Oh, yeah. The link is there.
Link, sorry.
Yeah, if you guys are... And Gavin B just popped in WhatsApp. If you guys are interested to come and chat, the link is there, as PJ said, and we're more than happy to accommodate you all. Please do come and chat. Okay, ready to start part two. Hopefully it's going to be better than part one.
Hopefully.
Interested, just like a religious priest is interested in retaining every argument they can to fill the gaps that are appearing in their model. So they have to invent dark energy. They have to invent dark matter. They invent a Big Bang. All of that's on its way out the door, in fact. And any honest scientist is telling you about that. But I'll tell you that I have a different view. I've watched the Earth from 30,000 miles up, not in the capsule. I was teasing about these space wings that I've got.
30,000 miles.
1,000 miles up. So he was well in space.
That's in space. That's far.
Alleged space, anyway, you know.
Yeah,
no, I don't think he was 30,000 miles up. No.
Hey, Des Studio and Skeptic. What's up, man? Haven't seen in a while. It's good to see you. Always glad if you make it, man.
He must mean meters. Yeah. He must mean meters.
Feet. Probably 30,000 feet. Sorry, so, feet, in other words, an airplane.
Yeah, airplane. Yeah, I'm thinking, sorry, feet. Yeah, except the airplane's 35,000 feet. Yeah.
So it could be just a mispronunciation they were saying. You know, it was just misspeaking. But yeah, we said in the part one, don't you think it's odd to be what was he? Not a captain. He said he was a
Oh,
I think
colonel.
a
Colonel.
colonel. But he
Yeah.
first said he was a captain, then he said it was a colonel or something. How do you become a colonel of a space force if you've never been to space? It's like saying I'm a captain of a soccer team, but I don't play soccer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just nonsensical.
Exactly, because Scott, the one that came on last night, said in chat last night, he said because you gave that example, and he said something about not all pilot, not all people in the Air Force are pilots. And I says, yeah, but most people or all people in the Air Force would have been on a plane.
If you've got a captain in an air force or a colonel or whatever, they were pilots.
Yeah,
They don't become a colonel or captain if they weren't a pilot in the air
course.
force.
Of course.
They earn their status. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Two Wolves, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Okay, let's carry on seeing what's going to happen. But yeah, the stuff the guy says really makes me wonder if he's genuine or not.
God, I mean, I sat in a classroom for 2 months to earn those space wings, and I worked very hard to get them. Unlike what I got my pilot's wings, I was up in the air domain. But, you know, I've talked to astronauts who are on the ISS while they've been on the ISS. We've launched things into space, and I'm happy to get into all of this later. And then I've done an infrared space-based missile warning mission from geosynchronous orbit. And we use
geosynchronous orbit. Way to debunk your globe, mate. What does
Wow.
geocentric mean? Geocentric orbit. It just means it's in one position. So like a relay station. So like you point a signal to a relay station and therefore geocentric orbit. Yeah, how do you get space wings if you've never been to space? Exactly. Hey, Kenny West, good to see you, man. So yeah, this is when Jeran should pop in and say, whoa, 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 space? Do you know that violates natural law?
You'd think.
You'd think. But Jeran doing the usual thing, just sitting there drawing boobies or something on paper.
Especially
You know what I
especially since he had a program trying to with debunking space, making fun of space and all that. You'd think he would jump in there. Oh, Ryan's in
Hey,
chat.
Ryan. Yeah, what's up, Ryan? Good to see you, man. So yeah, that's a bit odd.
Links at the top, Ryan, if you want to come in.
Yeah.
Orbital mechanics to put those things there. And I can tell you about the speeds of those orbits, that they are quite literal. And I've seen the Earth from...
Yeah, I can tell you all about Narnia and work out how you have flying horses in Narnia, and they're taking certain routes in Narnia because I worked out equations on how they did that. That doesn't make flying horses in Narnia real, does that?
It doesn't.
From those...
when is Jeran actually going to debate?
I know.
He doesn't seem to debate much.
Hey, Ryan.
What's up, Ryan?
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm glad to be back. I was waiting for you. I wasn't sure when you were going to come on, so I've been waiting for you.
That's good to see you, man. Glad you can make it.
Thank you.
So yeah, like I said, I don't understand. Jeran's supposed to be in a debate, but he's not doing much debating there.
No, he's not. He's
sitting there just listening.
He's drawing he's doing boobies, like you say, or cartoon characters.
Is he using crayons?
He's
because every debate. But I don't think you guys realize this. I don't think you guys realize that every debate, you see his head facing down. It's like it looks like he's drawing all the time, like really not concentrating.
Maybe he's updating the script.
Yeah, he's designing his next ism.
I'm kidding,
really
of course,
crazy.
but you never know, right?
Yeah. But it does seem like this Matthew dude is making up some weird shit here.
Yeah.
Like he's just making shit up, you know what I mean? But apparently they say he was at the actual Geneva Convention or something. But I mean, heck, you've had people as what do you call it? Actors at events as well that acted like actual politicians and stuff. That doesn't make them real.
Yeah. So I'm saying so far he's He hasn't said nothing about the globe, has he? He's so far. It seems like he's on the flat Earth side. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
Just because there's no such thing as dark matter and all that, it doesn't mean to say it's flat Earth, but it's kind of stuff that we believe as well. Like there's no dark matter and that. And he's saying that if scientists were honest with themselves, then they know that's on the way out the window. You know what I mean? So, so far he seems he's kind of like an architect.
Exactly. Hey, Space Miner, good to see you, man. Glad to see you here. Yeah, it's crazy.
Those altitudes. And I'll tell you that China, when you get into military, political, geostrategic competition as well, every great space power on the Earth is trying to exploit cislunar space right now because they see it as giving them some ultimate high ground or a grand strategic advantage over their adversaries. And so they're pouring trillions of dollars into those industries because they actually believe, whether or not you agree with them, they actually believe that there's an advantage to be gained by deploying robots, persons, and machinery and manufacturing on orbit.
Yeah, you know why they would rather say they deploy machines and so-called to space, guys? What would be the help of that actually for people? I know machines can't lie. A machine is programmed to say what it needs to say. A human is fallible to be able to tell the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
So a machine is just going to be telling what it's programmed to do. So if it said, you've gone to this place, it's going to say that's where it's gone. But a human can still decide, hang on, I can't do this anymore. I have to tell you guys, we never went where they claimed us to go to. And that's just kind of breaking away uncertainty when they decide, let's take machinery to where we claim to go. What's up, Spuddy?
Wow, Matt. Wait, real quick, Jeran, I want to let you go. Sorry, I just wanted to. Matt, yeah, I mean, he's talking about orbital mechanics. I want to get into that. But Matt is admitting that what they say about dark matter, a lot of stuff that you guys actually agree on. It's crazy. So let me let Jeran.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, Jeran, go ahead. Sorry, I just had to say that. There's actually a lot of stuff that Jeran talks about. He agrees that now they kind of have to keep the lie going because it's so much religion. Sorry, Jeran, go ahead.
No, you totally nailed it. I mean, that's a lot of truth there. Now, you do know that they use geocentric coordinates for your so-called orbits of satellites, right? You guys don't use any kind of heliocentric model. It's geocentric, right?
See,
and those geocentric models are based on flat, Jeran. You not just have to say geocentric, because when you say geocentric, it can still be a sphere.
Still be a sphere. It's just yeah.
So you have to be very specific when you talk about it, because you can make it sound still like it's a sphere, just geocentric.
Yeah.
So say it's based off of flat plane geometry. Hey, Unryan Doctor, good to see you, man. Jolly man, what's up? You guys rock. Glad you could make it.
If I was going to, yeah, let me address it briefly. I promise I won't take long on this. But if you're, okay, in the grand scheme of things, here's my model. All of the orbits in which we...
That's not a model. First of all, that's not a model, mate.
That's actually an ornament.
Yeah, it's an ornament. There we go. That's the word we're looking for. It's a toy.
Mm-hmm. Not even for educational purposes.
Well, you can say it's a toy model, but not scientific model, as he's probably trying to allude to. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, you get a model car or a toy model Barbie doll or whatever, but that's not a scientific model, is what he's trying to allude to. Because in the context, we can tell you he's trying to allude that is his scientific model, the heliocentric model, and there's no science there, guys.
We operate are like so close to the Earth that unless you're super close to the Earth, you wouldn't be able to differentiate these. There's a swarm of bees flying around in Leo and low Earth orbit at 17,500 miles an hour. There's an architecture there that exists that is so close to the Earth that we take our bearings depending on the orbit, both from the Earth as well as from certain stars.
Yeah, flat plane geometry, like I said. You take your bearings from the Earth and reference it to stars in the sky, So you require a flat plane for that, Matthew?
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
geocentric Earth, a non-rotational Earth sphere in space. Hey, Into the Break, what's up, man? Glad you can make it. Wow. And you guys can talk anytime you want to do.
Absolutely.
Because the satellite occasionally has to.
So, right?
That was me.
Tell them to hit the
Oh.
likes. Smash the
Hit the
show.
like.
Yeah, smash the show and share the likes.
To regain its bearings, and you need multiple points to do that. It depends on the constellation. This gets very complex, but I'll acknowledge the fact that if I was going to teach my son if I was going to teach him the truth of astronomy, let's say, I wouldn't start by teaching him that the sun is in the middle of all things. In fact, I'd plant his feet on terra firma outside at night, and I'd orient him to the stars based on where he presently is. I teach him about a zenith overhead and
Just like
Wow.
we do in reality.
Wow, that's
Congratulations.
what I'm saying. He seems like he's more for the flat Earth. He just hasn't said it's flat Earth. That's it. Wow.
Gavin, I would love to talk to Sal. I think it would be an interesting conversation. A South African versus South African. Definitely. I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna ask Sal. I'm gonna ask Dave to give me her contact details. We can try and get hold of her. Because wow, that was really intense stuff. Hey Tony, good to see you guys. And if you want to know what we're talking about, Sovereign Soul is debating a Soul from South Africa, her name's Southern Soul, and well, the cognitive pain she's going through is intense, real bad. So shout out to you, Sov, man, you rock.
Yeah.
in the meridian, and I teach him about the apparent motions of the observable universe.
Apparent motions.
Wow, Jared. I mean, Matt is. I mean, he's very intellectually honest when it comes to space, Matt. I didn't realize you have such a. Now I know why you were so high up in Space Force. You definitely understand space.
I was perpetuating the lie.
Yeah. All right, Jared, what do you want to say to that?
Let me, well, I'll get to this, but I wanted to ask if you think, is there any possibility that the things that you were putting in space or whatever could be a lie? Meaning you didn't have you weren't touching these things. Somebody far away sent it up into space and you were told it was up there and then you accessed it on a computer, right? So technically, really speaking, it wouldn't be that hard to fake. Or are you saying it would be impossible?
No, I disagree with every bit of that. Sorry. I mean, I've got hands-on before it's been launched, hands-on at launch, watched things go up into space and watched our operators take these things over. And I've watched real time. I mean, the lie is so great.
Whoa. Watch real time. What have you watched real time? Most of the real time stuff you watch is cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is what I'm saying. Why I don't understand what's up with Jeran. Ask him, do you know your space violates natural law? That's it. You don't need to go on. You just say, dude, your space violates natural law. Can you go and demonstrate how you can violate natural law, please? That's all. And I promise you, this guy will be so stumped he wouldn't know which way to go. Because at the moment...
He's got it on his head for goodness sake. Fake X.
Exactly. I mean, he's giving it to the guy. He's giving his SpaceX, he's giving satellites and everything because he's alluding to, how do you know it's real? How do you know it's not real? No, the argument should be, it isn't real because it violates natural law. That's it. Not give him a leeway to give him a way to say, no, I believe it can be real. Jeran, wake up, man. Come on. Or am I too harsh on Jeran?
No.
No. I mean, he should be interjected with these things, shouldn't he?
And to be able to do the mission I've done in locked doors with windowless rooms, for a reason, by the way, from ground stations where we get a signal. I mean, there are troops that duck and cover downrange in the Middle East when an Arab country lobs missiles that are 3 minutes away.
And what has that got to do with the whole thing sending things to space? Missiles exist, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We can track the missiles, yeah. that doesn't mean that you've sent satellites and rockets to space.
No, you don't need space for missiles. In fact, they definitely wouldn't work in a place if it was real.
Yeah,
It's just
it's really weird. Hey, youth, what's up, man? Yeah, that's true, November. He's having a conversation, not getting to attack the guy. But I mean, this is supposed to be a debate, though. So when you have a debate, you're supposed to not be agreeing with the person that you're debating and giving them leeway. You're supposed to be breaking the argument down and saying why they're wrong, how your argument is correct and theirs is wrong. And that's the issue here, because Jeran has a weird style of just keeping quiet and somehow agreeing with everything people say, and give them a get out of jail free kind of card when he gives his arguments. That's the issue we got here.
We pick up a heat signature from geosynchronous orbit. It's relayed to a ground signal on the Earth. Our operators are sit and trained to watch that data, pick up red phones, and make phone calls to.
Pick up data. Can data? I want to ask a question. Can data be fake, guys?
Information be faked.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be. Let's take LIGO, for instance, when they had their false gravity wave pickup, because it was just a test and didn't let anybody know. Was that false data that they picked up?
Exactly.
So it was fabricated data. Yeah. So it's very easy to fabricate data for your Space Force, mate.
To battle commanders downrange and say, you've literally got a minute and a half until this missile lands within this vicinity, so duck and cover. And we save lives doing that business. Now I'll just tell you, it's quite the lie. It really is quite the lie. If every single operator in every spacefaring nation, all the dozens of nations who are currently doing activities in space, from the scientific community to the military community, to the government civilian community, to the private billionaires, it is quite the lie to get people to be absorbed and assimilated into a culture that is so intricately woven a lie.
Wow. Yeah. What do you guys have to say what he just said? So his whole argument is, how do you get everybody to lie together?
Oh, wow.
That's not really the question.
That's a Luch one, isn't it? Sorry, Ryan, I didn't hear what you said then. You sounded really low.
No worries. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, carry on. I said what I had to say. A bit like Luch yesterday. he was trying to say the same thing, that how can millions, do you know what I mean? It would have to be, how can millions keep a secret like that? You know what I mean? And I said, like, a millions compared to like 6-7 billion is not much. Not many at all, you know. But like you said, most of the people still believe what they're working at. If they're working at NASA, they believe what they're doing. They don't. They're not going up into space, are they? They're making bits and pieces for stuff at NASA and all that. They believe in what they're doing because they've got a job to do, you know. So not everybody needs to know, you know.
Well, yeah, when you're getting a paycheck from somebody and it seems to be for services rendered, I don't blame people for wanting to accept that that's probably legit. But, you know, we know that money can be spent on things that don't exist and money gets wasted on lots of things. So how do we know that this isn't one of those things? I'm not saying that you should question everything, but maybe you should question certain things because they sound so out of place. I mean, if they don't match up with what your reality tells you, then maybe you should be questioning. That's my.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. If you believe something, that doesn't mean you're lying because you believe it. So just like we keep telling everybody, they have what they call compartmentalization. So they're under the influence of thinking what they are doing is real. So if you got this one data analyst sitting there and is reading a graph on a screen, he literally believes that's happening in real time. It's just data coming on a screen. There's no actual evidence it's actually happening. It can be simulation.
Of course.
It doesn't mean the guy's lying. He believes it. It's as simple as that. You get people that build that get contracts to put bolts for a rocket, or you get people that have contracts for the paint for the rocket. They now believe that they're sending it to space, because why would
Why
it
wouldn't
be a lie? My company got paid to actually supply these things for this rocket. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That doesn't make them deceivers. That just means they believe what they're told.
Yeah, it just makes them deceived.
Exactly. Yeah, it means they've been deceived by someone, not they are deceiving.
I just wondered. I just realised, is Alex meant to be in a cable car? Because the buildings keep passing on the
It
on the
looks
window.
like a futuristic cable car or something, yeah.
He's looking good today, though.
Yeah.
At least he's got pants on.
Normally he's in short. Yeah, he normally doesn't have pants on, but not that that's a necessity for doing a live, but
That they would then
lots of people do
be
stuff
believed.
without pants.
Yeah, but one thing we did pick up though, he picked up some meat.
He certainly has.
Chubby around the cheeks. Okay, that's it.
You've got 99% at least of those people that are in those missions genuinely believing that they're involved in a grand space operation.
Mhm.
And so it would be a very difficult thing indeed to explain everything that they experience on a day in and day out basis using your model. I mean, it would be really
Your
interesting
model?
to
What
see
model?
you or someone try and explain that. But, you know, I've got, and this is a lead into another day. Like, I've got a list of 35 questions that are not silly questions. Like, I've watched enough of these videos now. There's an upcoming solar eclipse on total solar eclipse on April 8th this year. And like Ptolemy did 2,000 years ago, where he produces the Almagest. And there's a star catalog that predicts every solar and lunar eclipse and the movements of.
Yeah, which is based on the solar cycle, flat Earth observations, mate. Does this guy know that he just debunked his own argument when he started bringing up observations based for thousands of years? I mean, hello. Hey, Lou, what's up, man?
Yeah, he certainly hasn't said much for the globe, has he? I mean, so far, the few things he has said that would indicate anything towards globe has sort of falsified it.
It's really weird.
Of all of the wandering stars over a backdrop of fixed stars for centuries to come, I'd like to understand. Maybe you guys address this. Else, you know, I've admittedly not spent time studying your work, but
address what? You just debunked your own argument. You just told us how it's been observed for thousands of years, which literally is based off of flat Earth. He doesn't have an argument. He hasn't presented an argument.
No, not at all.
I'd like to understand, for example.
He's just talking bits and pieces, yeah.
And he's keep on jumping. He's scattergunning around the place. He keep on talking in jumps and pieces all over the place. He can't keep to one
topic
argument. Yeah. I mean, he started on orbital mechanics, then started moving over to how can they keep a lie. Now he's moving over to eclipses. I mean, hello? And when he debunked his own argument with orbital mechanics by saying, yeah, I'll teach my son that geostationary, not heliocentric, with a lie. Yeah, we can't, they all don't have a lie because they believe what they're doing. And now he's trying to say explain eclipses, while he literally just said we have it observed for over 2,000 years.
I just realized for authenticity, he's got I think is it a MiG jet in the background? I don't know if it's a MiG or whatever. Jet.
It's a metal bird. Edward. Good to see you, man. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show. Appreciate everybody. Yeah, you rock.
Example, how the model that you subscribe to predicts upcoming solar and lunar eclipses and the relative motions of the wandering stars over a backdrop of fixed stars.
Well, one thing I want to say,
and so that's a longer conversation for another day.
That's a much longer conversation, but isn't that, I hear people talk about, there's a thing called a prediction or a post-diction. If we know the pattern of the sky, aren't we just, I mean, don't we already know the pattern? Isn't that how they decide it, man? I was just answering that. Maybe Jeran knows better than me. But I want to say this. I want to ask a question. Then Jeran, sorry, I'll let you rebut. This is Matt. I always see these videos, and Jeran's posted these videos I saw where NASA buys the most helium and they put satellites up with balloons. Have you ever seen anything with a balloon in a satellite in your life? A balloon launch with a satellite on it?
That's not my only videos on YouTube talking about that kind of thing. That's not my area of expertise.
Remember, he was Space Force, Alex. He was a commander in a space fleet while he only went 30,000 miles up, as he said.
As Luke's been texting you on Discord.
Oh, like crazy. I'm not even reading it because it's like essays of written stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry,
'cause he
Luke,
said-
but I don't have time. I don't have
Exactly.
time to read through all that stuff.
Because he was just saying he would like to see you stream on what he says on Discord. I'm like, I don't think he's got time for that, dude. He says if you've got time. I'm like, I don't think he's got time for that, dude.
Luch, to be honest, I don't even have time to read through all those chapters and books you're sending me.
You're just copy and pasting out of textbooks, aren't you? Online textbooks. There's no way you're typing that out, surely.
Never dealt with balloons.
I just saw that video. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Jeran.
Well, the missile warning system, though, that can be done from the ground, right? We have missile warning systems up north that protect the United States from any missiles that come from Russia or anything like that, right? So those are protected without the need of geosynchronous orbit. So I mean, just because you say we have this missile warning, when has that ever been used? When has it been activated? Could be something that's being done from Thule or Thule. But let me ask you this.
Yeah, I've been to Thule, by the way. It's dark at the winter solstice. I went in December 21st. 48 hours of darkness while I was there. Yeah, but
right.
Let me point out.
That's not what he asked you, Matthew. He's literally just asking you. You made a claim that you require this geocentric satellites and things to give a warning system. You just said, but you don't require that. They don't use it. When do they use it? And he says, yeah, I've been to Tool. Okay. What has that got to do with what he just asked? Hey, mate, God, great again. Good to see you too, man. Jonah Edwards, what's up, man? Good to see you too.
Luke just knows when to put his foot on it, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He does every time.
Every time you talk.
He tries to tell you don't. They only explain what you don't understand, Flax. Of course, obviously.
Yeah, Google. Totally does.
Oh, wow. One day
that's fine. And I'd be interested to hear the explanation for those cosmic or those celestial phenomena. Let me just address the point that you bring up, though, briefly.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. The missile warning system.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the ground-based architecture for strategic missile warning, think intercontinental ballistic missiles, was established first and followed by the population of a space-based architecture that is used in concert with the ground-based system. And you're
Sorry, just because it's ballistic doesn't make it space. It just means it's going up and taking a high trajectory and then falling down with a force. That's what gives it ballistic. That's why it's called ballistic, mate. It's using its natural weight and angle to bring an impact force. It's got nothing to do with space.
No.
This guy's trying to sound like he's making it more complicated than it really is, guys. That's all he's trying to do.
They use ballistics to find out the direction and angles of rounds coming out of weapons and stuff, you know. That's got nothing to do with space.
But I don't know if you guys realize, if you look at like a bit of psychology and you look at the way this guy just answered this, okay? He started with trying to buy time to figure out what he's going to say, because he started off talking total nothing, and then like, what was your argument again? Okay, no, your argument was about the missiles. Then he starts talking now about ballistic missiles, where Jeran said nothing about ballistic missiles in the first instance. He just says, how do you know it's ever been used, the system?
Yeah. I'm finding it hard to remember what he's saying because he's scattergunning so much. You know, I'm finding it hard to remember what he first said because he goes on to the next thing and it's just totally different from what he just said, and then back to that, onto something else, back to the second thing. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to follow him. Exactly.
It's because he keeps scattergunning all over there. But like I said, this is if you look at it from a psychological point of view, the way he's trying to answer, he's buying time to make up an answer because he knows what he's answering is bullshit. And this is unfortunately traits of someone who knows that they're lying.
Yep.
This is body language 101, guys.
Right. The ground-based system can do that independent of space. Now, what is it looking for? There's theater warning. Okay, there's theater warning. That means relatively close by on planet Earth. When a neighboring Arab country lobs a missile into Israel, we call that theater warning, and that happens. We do that warning every week. Okay, and then there's strategic.
Again, that's got absolutely nothing to do with the argument. Literally saying again, you're debunking your own argument because your argument is it uses space. Now you're saying it doesn't need space because you're saying theater warning. So therefore, your argument is mute.
Theater because
he keeps debunking himself.
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
Missile warning, which is Soviet Union, now Russia, China, pick your grand competitor. They're lobbing intercontinental ballistic missiles over the poles in our globe Earth model.
Over the pole.
And we are picking that up by point.
Over the poles. Are you sure about that? They're lobbing it over the poles. Sorry, why would they take an intercontinental ballistics missile over a pole if it takes it further distance? Last time I checked, it's more viable to send something a shorter distance, correct? So why will they send it over the poles if they have to send it to a remaining country? I mean, if the country's east of you, you're not going to shoot it north. That's just idiotic.
Of course not.
Pointing our ground-based radars over that pole in the direction of those northern countries, China and Russia, former Soviet Union. The idea of an...
Last time I checked, you don't go through the pole to go to China or Soviet Russia, mate.
Yeah, I mean, why would you on a globe? I mean, they're not sitting at the very, very top, so why would you from where you're at?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
No.
Is he trying to say they use a Gleason's map?
Yeah.
Where they have to go through the North Pole to get to the other side? Let's quickly go look at... I want to see something.
Yeah, because you see, go come out at the end as being a flat.
It's really weird. This guy's making really odd arguments here. And every time he's bringing up arguments, he's kind of debunking himself. Have I still got that map? Don't have the decent map anymore. No. Okay, I'm gonna get on internet again.
We don't have it. What?
It's
I had a high resolution Gleason.
It's in banjos, isn't it? The high
Yeah,
resolution one.
but it's okay. I'm just gonna get a normal one for now.
Right.
Just so we can more or less show what we wanted to show. So I can present. Sorry. Share screen.
I want to many to change the style.
Share. Okay. How do you zoom in on this? Anyway, you can see here, guys. This would be the North Pole on a Gleason's map.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's say they're in America now, and they want to shoot over to Russia or something.
Yeah.
It goes over the North Pole.
Yeah. But on a globe.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It goes over the North Pole. Now, let's go quickly to Google Earth.
On a globe, you'd be nowhere near going across the North Pole. You'd bypass that completely.
Let's quickly... Oh, man. Yeah, let's do this one. See if I can quickly share that. Remove. Present. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Natural. Globe Earth. Okay. There's a globe Earth, guys. Now, let's say you're there again and you're shooting to Russia. You're going to go that way. You're not going to go past over the North Pole.
Complete nowhere
You're
near
not
it.
going over the. Yeah, you're not going close to the North Pole. You're just going to shoot it straight over that way. He debunked his own argument. Is he trying to say they use a flat Earth now?
I've no idea about him, to be honest. He's confusing.
Because that's really weird. Because that doesn't make sense. If you're a glober and you're fighting for intercontinental ballistic missiles shooting over the North Pole, like to Russia from America or whatever, that means you're using the Gleason's map. So a flat Earth map, not the globe. Because it'd be in a total different direction. You'd miss it if it was a globe. If you're shooting it north up to the North Pole, you'd miss Russia. You'd miss the Soviet Union. You won't get there. Wow.
Strange.
Yeah, guys, please hit the likes, share the show. I really appreciate everybody. You rock. Thank you for coming. Oh, man. So, am I seeing that wrong or?
No, I mean,
I might just squint or something.
I thought exactly the same thing. There's no way on a globe you've got to go across the North Pole. But like you said, on the Gleasons, yeah, it makes sense.
That's really weird. I mean, he's got his quote unquote globe model in front of him, and he can't put two and two together.
You know,
not a very clever Space Force commander, is he?
ICBM is that it has a burning phase in which it leaves the Earth's atmosphere and goes into space on a particular trajectory, and then it burns out on that trajectory, and there's no way of changing the path of that ballistic.
That's why it's called ballistics. But then again, your path is totally wrong if you're claiming to go over the North Pole on your globe. I mean, you're literally now fighting for a flat Earth Gleason's map, dude.
It sounds like
that ballistic projectile or missile, and so it will land where they had launched it to land. Now there's been quite a bit of development since the Cold War. We've got hypersonic glide vehicles, these kinds of things that skip along the Earth's atmosphere and kind of enter and maneuver wherever they'd like, and that's a different conversation altogether.
Yeah, still don't see how he's actually giving the rebuttal to what Jeran asked. But then again, I don't see what Jeran's actually doing to debate other than just sit there and listen to this guy saying shit.
Yeah, he's colouring in his boobies now.
But I mean, you see, this is what Jeran should be picking up. He's saying, okay, so you say they shot over the north. Let's look at the two maps and see which one agrees with you.
Yeah. I mean, even in your head, you can do that. You don't even need to look at the map.
No. That's why I said what he just said was like, what? There's a big red flag here. If you know geography, something's wrong there, man.
Beyond the scope of what we're talking about.
So let me ask you this. So with
Jared,
yeah.
say whatever you want to say, but talk about eclipses a little bit, because I know he mentioned it. Well, how do eclipses? What about the impossible eclipse?
They're cyclical, but they're cyclical, right? An eclipse they were putting those back in Babylonia, so they have nothing to do with the model. It's not a matter of, it's because we know it's a globe that they can predict those. They predicted them when they thought the Earth was flat.
Yeah.
So it's obviously they're just predicted.
Here's a thought though for your audience, just a teaser, because I've spent enough time with this now to have my own views that are, like you, different than the scientific community. It's my view that as early as 4,000 years ago, enlightened philosophers, prophets, and scientists, I know, again, contrary to...
Sorry, there was no science 4,000 years ago. Science came about way, way later than that by Christian philosophers. Christian philosophers started science. Matthew, how the hell do you give science 4,000 years ago if Christian philosophers only came 2,000 years after that?
Yeah, but their science is just observing, so they observed 4,000 years ago.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The guy's dates don't even match up.
Nah, of course.
This guy's literally talking out of his ass.
He just sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
He thinks if he can... Yeah, he thinks if he talks in a certain manner, then it makes him sound like he knows what's going on, and therefore people are just going to believe him.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you can be glad I wasn't Jeran there on that show. Dude. Wow.
Popular scientific belief. Understood that the sun was at the center of our system. It's my view that throughout human history, recorded human
did he just claim 4,000 years ago, people thought that the sun was at the center?
Yeah.
What the bloody hell?
Hebrew said
In a time thing.
There was no heliocentric belief 4,000 years ago at all.
Most
What's
certainly
this guy talking about? Even geocentric, it was all just literally flat Earth.
Yeah,
They didn't even have a twinkling of thinking the Earth is in space. There wasn't need for geocentrism. It was literally just, we understand it's stationary and the luminaries are moving above us. That's it. There's no such thing as geocentrism when it comes to that. Geocentrism came from putting us at the center of the universe.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, because there's a lot of people thought when with Genesis and all that geocentric, because the way it's explained there, but we know that it was more flat Earth than just geocentric from Genesis.
Exactly. Hey, Daffod, good to see you.
Well, because in Genesis, it can't be heliocentric in Genesis because the sun comes on the fourth day, so it makes no sense.
Wow.
history, the view has been that the Earth is spherical or is a spheroid. And it's my view. I mean, if you look at the measurements of the Great Pyramid and the Giza Plateau, for example, I think it's evident that the builders of that pyramid, and let's say you even accept the standard Egyptological dating, and let's say it was built about it's finished 2350 BC, 2400 BC. It's my view that whoever built that, and we still wrestle with how they did it, which is another fun conversation.
Which shows today we're stupid.
Yeah, Flatz, you got a request from Luke. She sent a super chat.
Oh, thank you, Luch, for your super chat. Really appreciate it, man. 160. What is that? Australian dollars, right?
Australian dollars, yeah. It's about in pounds. It'll be about £80. So,
dude, that's insane. That's insane. What's up with you? You don't have to give so much, but I really appreciate it, Luch.
I think he's trying to pay you over his messages.
Probably. I'm requesting to go over my messages on Discord on any stream. The messages from the 17th of February, 19th February, it's really not that much. And I mean, no disrespect here, but if you consider this to be my level of research, must be crap. Dude, I will do it for you. How's that? Guys, are you up for a long, boring stream?
Yeah.
Not really, but we'll deal with it if we have to.
Not really, but since he paid you for it.
You do it, and I'll take the night off.
Well, not that paying you would be any easier than just talking to you, but yeah, okay.
But okay, thank you, Luch. I appreciate it because you put so much out of your pocket. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll do that stream. How about tomorrow night? You guys keen for that tomorrow night?
Sure, why not? I'll be there.
Because it's a lot of writing. That's all I can say. So it's a lot to go through. But thank you, Lou. I appreciate your support on the channel. You rock, man. Thank you very much. Hey, Angular Resolution, good to see you too. And Moomin Rider, what's up, man? Okay.
I'm wondering, can we pay him to do a little experiment as well?
Error frap. You see the thing about Lou? You know what I have to say, Lou? I think you expect too much from my opinion. I am just a normal bloke on the internet. You know what I mean? I'm not some guru or something. So I will give my best opinion and breakdown of what you wrote, okay? But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming. Okay, exactly 270. Huh?
You used the exact amount of characters, 270 characters.
That's a lot.
It's-
No,
But thanks, Luch. I appreciate the support, man. Okay, yeah, so we'll do the show tomorrow. You can even come on the show tomorrow, Lou, and then we can have a discussion on it if you want to. It'd be great. Hey, Alan Norstrand, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Glad you guys can make it. Okay, let's carry on with the spaceport douche.
Had a working knowledge of the diameter of the Earth, of latitude and longitude lines, and how lengthy in miles. And
Okay, first of all, latitude and longitude came on after. Yeah, it is believed to be by a bloke called Eratosthenes, the father of geography, which I still don't agree the guy ever existed because there's no actual documentation existed. Okay? Unless he's saying it was before then, like the Egyptians. Because the Egyptians were flat earthers, mate. And the fact how they got the pyramids done that we don't even know how they got today with such perfect alignment as well
I know.
shows
I know.
just that our civilization is either very stupid or they're trying to hide things from us.
The precision in that, and like say they point to stars above them, and that position has never changed. And that heliocentric model says they should have changed at some point.
Hey, Lev, LVA, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in. Riffraff, thanks for coming. Good to see you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, November. I'm so tired of hearing about Eratosthenes. I agree. We hear about him a lot.
in the imperial system, degrees were, and the distances to the sun and the moon, and even the shafts that come out of the king's chamber and the queen's chamber are aligned to certain stars 4,000 years ago. I mean, like they had a working knowledge of the cosmos, but there's a precession. There's a precession of the equinoxes. They had a different pole star back then. Our pole star is different today.
That's what
Polaris.
you guys say. What's this argument? What do you guys say about the pole star that was different? Is it even observable to know there was a different pole star and there's going to be a new pole star? I mean, we're all going to be dead by the time there's supposedly a new pole star.
Exactly. How you meant there? But yeah, with these Hubble telescopes and James Webb's, they can see back in time now, can't they? All the way back to the start when the nothing exploded, you know.
Yeah, but it's insane. I mean, think about it. It's like, dudes, you're referencing flat Earth cosmology, you civilization, and you're trying to use them as the authority to say, look, they know it's a globe, where they literally were flat earthers.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nonsensical.
They had a different Earth that they were in. So
But
there's
the shafts are now pointed at Polaris, right? So we're just supposed to believe that 4,000 years ago they were pointed at another. Yeah, they are. They're pointed at Polaris.
Yes.
So these things rotate on the orbit.
He just corrected you, Matthew, and you're just literally ignoring it. Jeran was correct. It points at Polaris, the North Star. And guess what? It's when they built the pyramids, they still pointed to Polaris. Prove that it wasn't. Prove that there was another star. Oh, you can't, because it's all just a biased conjunction based on a heliocentric model that says there had to be a different pole star.
Order of 1 degree every 72 years because of a precessional equinoctial cycle.
But they tell us today that they're pointed to Polaris, but 4,000 years ago they were pointed at Thuban or something. That's what you have to believe.
Thuban, you're right. You're right. Thuban is the star. Yep.
Right. So, I mean, everything else you were saying is kind of, you said something.
Okay, Jeran, this is when you're supposed to say, okay, prove it.
Yep.
Just let the guy actually back up any of the claims he makes, because he's just literally parroting the globe nonsense, and he's not giving up. He's not asking him to actually back anything up. That's how debates work, Jeran. Hold the guy's toes to the fire, He makes a claim. This is when you're supposed to be all up in his face and say, whoa, dude, you made a claim. Back it up.
He's getting to the good bit. He's getting to the knees now. He's getting to the knees. He's like nearly finished the picture.
About the pyramids matching. I mean, that's, if you do any research on that, that's just bunk. There's no.
No.
Have you
Amazing.
measured him?
In fact,
gone
I
and
have a
measured
great interest in this, but that's almost neither here nor there. We can have different views about that. Let me agree with you and say that
it's a great story. It's a great story. The pyramids match our circumference. Like, were the pyramids built using feet, or just we use?
yeah,
miles?
the imperial system is
Their
ancient.
numbers match our. We use
But
feet.
here's the point.
Or also, one thing this guy's making claim, it matches, what did he say? The circumference of the earth. The pyramids have absolutely sweet bugger all to do with any circumference. They were flat earthers. They were simply pointing to the stars because they used the stars. They observed the stars. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
The Egyptians had some really wacky, weird belief systems. Who knows what more they believed based just by pointing to the North Star? You know what I mean?
Here's the point.
Feet was
I think that you
measurement.
and I have some things that really do genuinely require slower,
Further
deliberate,
yeah.
methodical conversation.
Yes,
over a
we
period
need
of
we
a
need to
few
make
hours,
this
right?
longer, and hopefully we can
This
set
is
it
part
maybe.
1 of 7.
Yes, this is part one. This is
Jeez,
part
don't-
one because Matt is
That's gonna-
very
let me-
intellectually honest, where he admits that there are some inconsistencies, but he still doesn't agree with you, Jeran. But Matt, you've been talking a lot because obviously you're the most esteemed colleague on this panel, so we definitely want to give you the floor. But I'd like to have Jeran just speak for 2 minutes, where he can say what he want to say.
Alex, if you want to have a real debate, I'm sitting right in front of you, man.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'll be more than happy to debate Matthew. And I can guarantee you Matthew would not get anywhere. Literally nowhere. If you want to see a real debate, hook me up. Come on.
That'd be good.
I mean, I'm
'cause
sure
he's
any of
getting-
you guys on the panel will want to debate him as well and do a better job than Jeran's doing right
Yeah,
now.
try and get him to stay in the one topic, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you keep him. I mean, there's a structural way that debates happen, and Jeran's not literally. It's like he's just there to conversate. You know, he's just there to listen. Say, okay, I don't agree with that. He's not really debating.
No, he's just pitching in every now and again when something gets a bit too incredulous or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Alex is debating more than him, and he's supposed to be the moderator. That's
I don't
weird.
know. I have heard RVR. He has done a few videos, not many. He has done a few in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, shout out to
But-
RV Truth. He still does awesome stuff.
He does. He does.
Definitely. But I don't know if you guys realize on YouTube, there's a lot going on now, especially from the flatter sides and stuff, where people aren't getting notified for people's content anymore.
I know.
It's
I
like
know.
just
It's
all
happening
over
a
the
lot.
place. If you don't search specifically for them, you're not going to know that they have content out.
That's right.
This has been very interesting. I've learned a lot from Matt. Very smart guy.
Very smart, Matt.
Okay.
So, what do you think the reason is that we have, asked science to prove the shape of the Earth, to show it somehow? And so they had Nat Geo did a special where they came out and did the whole thing.
No, Jeran. Shape's not science. You of all people supposed to know this. Oh, but I forgot. You don't think heat boils water. You think that's
Oh,
not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Heat doesn't boil water. Wow.
But they basically used an optical illusion. They completely lied, said that the boat was behind the curve, but we saw the horizon behind the boat, so it wasn't.
Hey, Sov, good to see you in, man. And Lev, what's up, man? Glad to have you. So, how did the debate finish off, Sov? Because I almost didn't want to start the show because I wanted to listen to the debate finish. If you can, Sovereign, will you please try to get hold of Sal and tell her I'd love to have a conversation with her? I'll even chat on your channel. I think it will be an interesting conversation. The face of the two South Africans, or as what's Mr. Sensible say, South Africans.
South African.
South Africans. Yeah.
South
Be
African.
Hello,
careful.
Nathan. Good to see you, man. Sorry. And
Be
Norman
careful
Cross.
now.
And Norman Cross, good to see you, man. They left you to cock this. Yeah, I saw that happening a while. I'm surprised she lasted that long. But I'd still love to talk to her though. Where it got me was where she started telling everybody in your panel on your chats to shut up, because they're all telling in the chat, telling her, listen here, just let Dave finish his sentence. Just listen to what he's talking, because you just keep interrupting him. Listen to what he's saying. And she's going all triggered and shouting at everybody in the chat saying, oh, you guys just want me to shut up. You don't want me here, then I'll just leave.
Well, I mean, maybe if you said that a couple of times, maybe it's true.
Yeah, well, she was over talking him constantly. And every time he tries to explain something, she cuts him off. You know, and just not listening to what he's saying. As soon as he explains something, she's just, nah, that's it. It was like a South African female. It was like a South African female FTFE. Literally. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, I think let's carry on.
True. And then you have the Stephen Hawking came out with the Genius program, and we've proven that they inputted a helicopter into the scene. They completely and totally faked their evidence.
Yes, we already know that, Jeran, but then why are you bringing this up when you could have had so much arguments where you could have said to him, dude, you claiming to have been in a space force, claiming to go to a place that violates natural law. Literally nothing you just said has any cowbell to it. Everything you said is total baloney. And what are you bringing up? Oh, I don't know if you've seen this documentary. You know, this media, they faked it. What has that got to do with what he's showing? What has that got to do with the arguments he brought up? I just don't get it.
Behind the curve, we had to lie about my experiment, completely made up. So far, science is 0 for 3, 0 for 4. They're faking the proof. Why don't they just prove it? Why would it be so difficult for them to just prove the shape? Why would you lie? Why would Stephen Hawking input a helicopter into a test and say, look, this helicopter hid behind 6 miles of water, and we've proven that that's been inputted by some sort of camera trick. It's trick photography. And you can prove that. It's not a question. It's not it could be this, it could be that. No, 100% proven. The other thing is SpaceX did something funny. SpaceX changed their live stream, something nobody else can do on YouTube. Nobody can do a live stream and then change it after the fact and it still be called a live stream. You can't even change your comment.
Yeah, because it wasn't a live stream, Jeran. Maybe just pre-recorded on a live stream? Who knows?
Mm.
And yes, you can change stuff after you've had a live stream. It's called editing. You can literally cut sections out of your live stream after you live stream, Jeran. You know this. Come on.
On YouTube without it saying edited. But they let SpaceX go in.
Oh, without it saying edited. I don't know about that part.
Switch around things, move scenes around, put another box on top of another box just to correct, I guess, the historical record. But why would all these things be happening in your mind? Why would Stephen Hawking fake an experiment to prove the shape of the Earth?
Easy. Because it's fake. The shape of the Earth. There's no such thing as shape of the Earth, by the way. Flat's not a shape. If you're fighting for a sphere, then you require a shape. But how do you get the shape? Oh, you need a flat Earth for that. You first have to measure a flat Earth. Do all your orbital mechanics, which he started arguing in the beginning, remember? Off of a flat Earth. Why are you not keeping up to that? Now you're changing the subject to, why did Stephen Hawking fake it? What the hell has that got to do with what he's arguing? Remember, this guy claimed to go to a place that violates natural law. Keep him on that. Ask him, how are you going to prove it? I mean, the guy literally said, I went 30,000 miles up. What?
Yeah.
Because I find those things really strange.
I don't know.
I mean, this is a command of the Space Force, guys, and he doesn't know space. He says he's never been to space, but he claims to go 30,000 miles up. Last time I checked, if you're a pilot, you know the difference between miles and feet.
He was about 8 to the way to the moon.
It's crazy. Cheers, November. Thanks for coming, man. Have an awesome evening further.
Know the answer to some of those questions, and I've read 2 of Stephen Hawking's books. I don't really like his work, although I'm not doubting how brilliant he was. before all these funny memes started showing up in the last few months.
He's a pervert.
But here's guy. But I'll tell you,
Yeah.
you know, you ask a good question that both of us have to reckon with, and more so you than me, and it's why would they lie, right? And I don't know the answer to your question specifically about why they lied in those instances, but here's another question for you. It's that
Oh, answering a question with another question. Yeah, that's very genuine.
It is.
But you see, this is
So-
exactly what I said Jeran does. He gives the guys a back door. He gives them something that they're able to give a back door out. And this is exactly why he saw. Oh, so you're trying to put it onto me. Why would they lie? Well, I can just throw it back at you with something else.
Yeah, it's just another way to obfuscate. Question with a question.
Really weird stuff.
why
I mean, I would have so many questions for this guy. Being a commander in the Space Force. You know what I mean? There'd be so many questions. Guys, there is a link at the top for StreamYard if you want to come in and to have a chat and give commentary. More than happy to have you in. And by the way, thanks for coming. Hit the like, share the show. You guys rock.
why would the many thousands of eyewitnesses who have, like, I'm telling you, I've seen Earth from space through the lens of the
So which
satellites
way?
that we
Which way?
put up there, and you're saying, well, you've been manipulated, and I'm just telling you, I
Well,
don't buy that.
Whoa. He lied again. He
Mm.
contradicted himself. He says he never been to space. Now he says he's seen it through the lens of space.
He did
How
say
do you
that.
see it? Yeah. How do you see something from space if you claimed you've never been to space?
Crazy.
You must see through the lens,
And,
my
and there
dear.
have been astronauts who, but hang on a sec. There have been astronauts who have been in space. And here's another, you know, you can be deep.
Whoa. Can you finish a statement? Also, something when you know someone's lying, they can't finish one statement. They scattergun all over the place with different statements because
That's
they can't finish it.
that's all he's done. That's all he's done is just got a gun from the start all over the place.
Yeah, and he doesn't finish anything he says.
No.
He hasn't finished any statement. He's halfway in a statement and then just goes through to another statement.
Mm.
I mean, he's not, I don't know. Has this guy got some kind of mental issue or or can we all apply for the Space Force? Because obviously anybody can just become a commander of the Space Force then. Because
I
you can
guess
probably
so.
you can have any person that can't even finish statements to become a commander of the Space Force. I mean,
Well,
this
they've
guy's
already
out there. He's
got-
probably, yeah.
They've already got that gal that thinks she's a space rock. I mean, what do you expect?
It's crazy. I mean, this guy's probably going to come out the end and say he thinks the Space Force is run by reptilians and the aliens were just actually from 100 BC or something. You know what I mean? He sounds like one of those nutcases on ancient aliens.
Yeah.
Literally, the poppycock he's talking about literally makes him sound like he's part of the National Geographic channel or something.
Yeah, it does.
I love
Sounds
that
like my
word.
next.
Deeply convicted
Rubbish
of
in
something and be wrong. I understand.
Sorry?
It sounds like my next door neighbour's scraping the walls.
I love that phrase, rubbish and poppycock. I've always thought that was just hilarious. When first time I heard it, I think it was on that movie. What is it called? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That I've recycled my own worldview a few times. I've abandoned things that I think were false. This isn't one of those things. I'm not going to tell you or pretend I've been to space. I've not. But I think that
But you literally just said 2 minutes ago you saw it
Yes.
from the lens of space.
Lens of space, yeah.
He saw it through the lens of the satellite in space. Is what he said, I think. Right?
Mm.
Yeah. Wow. So if you watch the movie Matrix, guys, did you watch it through the lens of a simulation?
Mm. That's a good question.
heavens declare the glory of God, more so if you understand them properly. And this is one of the
Now he wants to
These are
quote
called
scripture and
globe
say more
goggles,
so you
aren't
understand it properly.
Right.
Yeah, if you understand the scriptures properly, it means flat earth, dude. The heavens declare the glory of God, which means not a heliocentric model, mate. Literally, far remove it. It's literally opposite of a heliocentric belief system.
The greatest areas of interest in my life for the past 15 years. And so I've studied it deeply. I'm telling you that every ancient mind that's respectable, who's become a classic in Western literature and in Eastern literature, including Arabic wizards that no one in this program has ever heard of, they all had views that the sun
Arabic
was at the
wizards?
center of our local cosmos, that the Earth was orbiting about it as a sphere, like all of the other bodies that are observable.
Poppycock. Jeran, I really, really hope you're going to stand up now and say, please bring us this literature, back your nonsense up again, because this is how much times he's made claims like this now. Even just ask him, who's the names of these Arabic wizards you're talking about?
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
mean,
Anything.
nobody would ever have heard of that he's talking about, because he's right, because I've never heard of him.
Really?
Wow.
But I mean, I haven't seen Jeran once in this whole quote unquote not a debate ask the guy to back up anything he said. You know what I mean?
No, Jeran just pipes in with a sentence every now and again. That's it. He's not debating, is he? He's listening.
Do you think maybe
debating.
Jeran is just tired? Maybe he's just burned out on this whole deal and he's not really like in it anymore? Or do you think that he's just become part of the problem? That's my question, because I'm not sure. I can't really.
I think he doesn't
you know what
have
I mean?
passion for it. I think
Right,
he's
yeah,
just
that might be
in
it.
it now for the money. You know what I mean? So for him
Yeah.
now, it's just literally safe face, in it for the money, and he's got no passion
Okay.
for it really. He's trying his best to make it look like he's for the truth, but deep down, he's actually just doing it because he's getting paid well for it. You know what I mean? It's his
Right.
job now.
Hmm.
Because if you look at the old Jeran, the guy was on fire. He literally would, no, this is not, he would attack the guy and say, listen, just back it up. This
Yeah,
isn't the
that's
old
right.
Jeran we know. You guys have to agree.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I haven't watched.
It's like he's not even trying.
We've all changed. But yeah, I see a difference in him. Yeah, for sure.
It's like he's not even trying. He doesn't have that fire, zeal anymore to. I mean, he goes on debates and stuff and then sits most of the time like he's doing, like we said, just making fun, drawing boobies, pops up now and then saying absolutely sweet bugger all.
He's just filling the seat is basically what he's doing. Yeah.
Exactly. He's just
It seems
appearing.
to, yeah.
Luch, don't add
like-
more to this pod. He's got enough to deal with already. Don't add any more.
But don't worry, we're going to have that stream tomorrow night with Luch.
Yeah, don't make it worse.
And we'll have Luch on and we can discuss it.
But
wow.
planes do. He's right. Planes do fly level, but he obviously Luch is talking about a curvy level, isn't he? Parallel
There's
to
no
the
such thing as a curvy level there.
exactly parallel to the Earth level.
Horizontals don't curve.
Exactly.
I wonder what
They
Jeran would
also
say if you
believe
asked
that
him
from the-
one-on-one.
What would you
Like,
say
what's
about?
up? Yeah, like if you were I to just walk up and talk to him one-on-one and say, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. My name's so and so. Like we've noticed a change in you lately, like in your media and your content and everything, and we're concerned. Like we're not saying that we're not for you or anything, but we're just concerned about some of the things that you're either not covering or you're not getting into details that you used to. So I'm just curious, like, what do you think his answer would be for that?
I think Nathan already tried that with him, didn't he? Nathan already tried to kind of bridge the
Nathan
gap.
tried to do
Yeah,
all of
you're
them.
probably right. Yeah. It's
Nathan tried to do an
watching
olive
people, like, it makes me wonder what happened, what's going on in his life or whatever that made that all turn out that way. It bugs me because I thought he was a good guy. I thought he was who he said he was, and it's just weird how that.
You see, this downfall he started when he started trying to fight against God and call God a hate-mongering, slave beating worship. He totally misrepresents who God is, and that's gonna spiritually and emotionally drain a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if
it
you're going
will,
to take
right.
God on, it's going to do
can't
things to you.
Exactly.
You know what I
If you ain't got God, if you haven't got God in your life, it's got to be a strain, isn't it? You know, it's a strain even with God. So if you haven't got God, it's got to be worse. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, having
Yeah.
children and everything can change a lot of things. And I know he's had children since all of this started with the flat Earth thing and the movement and all that. But still, I know that the same thing seems to have happened to a couple of other of our friends that, I used to follow all of them, but it's like I'm feeling like, I'm not sure I want to anymore because things have changed. And I guess I expected there to be change. I just didn't expect it to be this direction.
Of course.
I have to put this up.
Good.
What?
Let's put that up when I'm
I'm
streaming.
gutted.
I've got headphones here.
I can't deal with like an hour.
You can have the night off tomorrow, Vicky.
I can't though because I'm a DJ. Yeah, love it.
Get yourself a sedative or something.
Yeah,
Okay, let's carry on.
The microcosm to the macrocosm, electromagnetism and gravity conspired to make all things round for some reason. And that's true in biology, chemistry, and in astrophysics. Why, I don't know, but why would... What was it that caused those...
Oh, really? It caused everything to make it round. Everybody quickly stop. Take a look at your hand. Tell me something, is that round?
It's the funniest round I've ever seen.
Take a look at your body.
Looks a bit
Are you
to me.
round?
I'm not round, no.
That's really odd. Or how about a leaf? Go outside and pick a leaf off a tree. Is that round?
Wait, a cross section of my fingertip might be round.
Literally what he just said is bullshit again. Let's say if you want to say, okay, water droplets. You know why water droplets are round, mate? Not because of gravity or electromagnetics or any of that stuff. It's
They're
literally
actually not
because
perfectly
of
round,
the
but-
air around it bombarding into it. It's the pressure. And water droplets have something called water tension as well. That's why it's sphere-shaped. There's no such thing as gravity or something pulling it together.
Surface tension, yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing tomorrow?
Like I said, if this is the level of intelligence you need to be a commander at the Space Force, I really have
I think we
some
should all
kind of
sign up
worry
for this
for the
thing.
human race. I have worry for the human race, guys. This is the movie Idiocracy literally playing out before our eyes.
I was going to mention that yesterday.
Yeah. If you guys don't know what Idiocracy is, go watch the movie. It was,
Oh wow, that's definitely what it's heading towards.
yeah. It might be a
I think it's too
documentary.
late. I think we've already passed that point now.
Yeah.
The time
Have you watched
machine.
TikTok lately? It's insane.
That's crazy.
ancients to buy into the lie of a round earth if it was so abundantly apparent to them that it was flat? Who was duping them? What
The ancients knew it was flat. What are you talking about? These guys keep on saying the ancients thought it was a globe, which is rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
What
I
ancients
guess
thought it
if
was a
I was
globe?
trying to convince people of something that wasn't true, the only way I could do it would be to just try to flip everything backwards. I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to explain why they say that stuff.
I hope your dog's name is Spotnik.
Yeah.
what global conspiracy was duping the ancients? Who was duping Timaeus in Plato's works and Socrates and Pythagoras?
They were a part of a cult. Literally, they were Jesuit Masons, part of a cult that believed the sphere is the perfect shape.
Did they even
You
exist?
do know they were a small faction And the rest of humanity knew it was flat. He does know that, correct? They were literally part of a cult. Yes, heliocentrism is a cult, Matthew. Sorry to tell you this. Sorry to burst your bubble. Heliocentrism is a cult.
Supposedly, it was that they saw boats go over the curve. Supposedly, that's why they
No,
thought
that-
it was
that
Jeranists.
was
That's
Galileo.
an overly simplistic.
Hey, but let me, guys, we only
repeated-
have about 10 minutes left. But no, you guys are doing.
Sorry, well, wasn't that Galileo that said boats went over a curve? And he took his
Yeah.
little pinhole telescope that has less resolution than a Nokia
Yeah.
3310.
Yeah. So let's see that. You for a while.
I'm sure I can take a toilet roll and stick a piece of glass on it and I have more as I can see better than what Galileo did with his little telescope.
Great. I want to let you keep going. But Matt, I see that you do believe in God. Obviously, that's very important to you. And
Yeah.
I think Jeran would say part of the space lie is similar to evolution. They want to make you think that you
Right.
just evolved from nothing, like you said, the Big Bang cosmology. But isn't in Christianity they describe the firmament? And there's a guy, Werner von Braun, who was the head.
Alex, I don't think you should bring God up because you got one of the biggest antichrist people on the show there tonight
Yeah.
by you.
I was going to say, what would Jeremy rebut that with? You know?
Nazi scientist, and they brought him over during Operation Paperclip, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And when he died, he was the head of the NASA program. He put on his tombstone Psalm 19:1, and if you're familiar with that, it says, "The firmament showeth his handiwork."
Okay, guys, sorry, I just got to pause quickly. Give me 2 seconds. Can you talk amongst yourselves? I just got to pick my son up. He's lying on the floor in the passage again. I don't know why. I'll be now.
He's probably crashed out in the middle of the floor. Come downstairs to say hi, look, he's died and crashed out in the middle of the floor. Don't ignore me, I'm going back to sleep.
My youngest used to sleep on.
Yeah, so see, I was going to say, I think I already said it, but yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
Where's Ryan gone?
Ryan's here. Ryan's here.
So why can't I hear him?
Because he's got his mic muted.
I
There
am
he is.
here. I'm using
Yes.
both sides because then I don't overtalk everyone, and I keep doing it. So I'm trying to get better at that.
Hey, Salted Cedar, good to see you, man.
You only tend to do it, Ryan, when there's a lot of people in.
Salted, no.
I always have a lot.
Jeran doesn't believe. Jeran believes he is a god. He believes we all become a god. Jeran specifically is an antichrist because he specifically attacks the Christian God.
Yeah, certainly does.
There's actual streams where he literally says God is yeah, I'm not going to say those words.
Hateful, wrathful,
Yeah, be
homophobe,
careful.
something like that.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not the stream we're having tonight, though.
So I know you're talking about all of this. You're the way you describe cosmology, but as a Christian, do you not believe in the firmament?
What was added to it?
Words matter, definitions matter, and I believe that men can interpret different words in different ways. If there's nothing about the woke
So you're
cultural
saying
revolution
context.
that we've been
Okay.
watching over the past few years, it's that people like to define terms as they will. So I'll tell you that Jeran has one view of the firmament apparently, and I've got a different.
Yeah, so in other words,
Let's-
hand wave
let's go
dismissal.
Yeah, let's go there.
That's
though.
practically what
Instead
he's
of saying
saying.
that, he should have said, "Let's go."
That's practically what he's saying, guys. The Bible says it's a physical volt. It's a as hard as I mean, it's literally giving it physical attributes. Okay.
Yeah, I would say vault would
And
mean that
he's
it won't
literally-
wait. It's, yeah.
Yeah, and he
it's
says,
something
"Nuh-uh."
stronger.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
his argument is we can have different interpretations. Last time I checked, when the Bible says something is as hard as bronze and has appearance of sapphire and it's a volt of earth and it's physical and it's holding the waters above separate, that's a physical thing. Stuff your interpretation, because your interpretation doesn't change the fact that the Bible literally says it's physical.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't describe a force that isn't a force, that nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
You can't really describe it that much, that well, because it's not real.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Luke says he's added to the geodetic surveying thing now. That's another $169, please.
Long screen.
Luch, you're coming on tomorrow, so we'll see what's going to happen, man. We'll try our best to accommodate everything you're trying to bring in. Just know we can't have a marathon stream, though.
No.
I told him it's not going to be 2 weeks long.
Geodetic.
It also talks about the four corners of the earth, and I'll tell you that we probably have a different view of what that means, and mine's ancient. And
was trying to write that
you know,
nicely.
these terms have meaning.
Sorry?
Ryan.
I wanted to say that out loud, but I thought it would sound like gross, so I tried typing it in the chat. Sorry about that.
No, it sounds good. Geodetic. That's is that
It'll
like,
be 12 hours long.
Yeah, could imagine.
And it's just a matter of understanding. You know, and here's the nice thing too. I kind of laughed about the idea of debating you on this stuff, Jeran, a little bit, because it's
It's
I don't want to
taboo.
debate about a lot
It's
of things.
taboo.
No, I don't really care about taboo that much. It's but because I don't like you know, I've seen Alex, he likes to wear
Right.
thongs and tuck it
Yeah.
bathing suits, and I thought, you know, if we
I've
can't
seen
get
it.
any more out than 30 seconds, 1 minute, it's not a worthy dialogue. But like to me, this is such a commonsensical reality, and we've got the technology to
Nothing he just said makes any sense or is even coherent. The one part of his statement then had nothing to do with the first part of his statement. Have you realized that? He can't give a coherent statement. He can't finish something. He starts saying something, and as soon as he's going to make sense of that statement, he moves on to another statement that has absolutely sweet bugger all to do with the statement he was just making. Is this guy on medication or something, maybe? Ryan, you're in twice now.
Oh boy, I don't know how that happened.
Who's the little demon boy in your avatar?
I didn't know I could be two people at once. Are you hearing two of them?
No, just one of you, but there's two of you in.
Anime stuff.
It is anime, isn't it? He's got, Luch has got a little demon boy for his avatar. I've just looked at it. It's probably is from anime. It does look like Japanese.
Yes, anime,
kinda.
guys.
There,
It's a
solved it.
statement jump, exactly, Alan.
today, unlike the Middle Ages, where we can watch this firsthand, and there's a real beauty in God's handiwork, and that I can appreciate. But what I like about you is that you're interested in reclaiming a God-centered, earth-centered cosmology. And I'll tell you, there's all these maps that show the Earth in the center, and then like these planets going around it. And
oh, a wise guy.
I'd love to use that map to teach my kid astronomy.
And then why are you believing heliocentrism when you want to teach him geocentrism?
Yeah, I like how he's that two-faced thing, that split tongue.
But how? You want to teach your son geocentrism, but you believe it's a heliocentric world. How does that make sense?
Isn't that like when the doctors convince you to get all of the immunizations on your kids, but they don't do it to their own?
I don't get it.
Because it helps orient you to the cosmos.
Let me ask you this: so when, what happens if we put gas into a vacuum?
Thank you.
If we were to release,
Finally, Jeran, you're actually bringing up an argument now that the debate's supposed to end.
a canister
He
of
was
gas
holding
in
out
the
for
vacuum, what happens?
a final
You
throw.
understand? Now that the debate's supposed to end, he wants to bring up an argument. The one that he should have brought up from the beginning.
Yeah, from the start.
It goes in every direction, right? Spreads out because there's no pressure there, so it just goes. So no matter how big of a balloon we get, you can keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. We put that balloon up there, it's going to get high enough and it's going to expand out into space. But then we're supposed to believe that stars just do the opposite. There's no evidence of that. No one's ever seen it. We're just
What the hell are you talking about stars now? You're talking about gas behavior. Oh,
I was gonna say, wait for it.
This is frustrating. He's doing exactly what that guy Matthew's doing. He's trying to tail in another argument into his original statement argument, which totally takes it away from the original argument. His argument is supposed to be, how can you claim gas pressure without containment? But now he's trying to ask, why are the stars in Narnia not expanding to fill the gas in Narnia? He's literally giving him an outdoor game, just like we said this whole time. He's giving a way out. Because he said, oh, it's space. Gravity, bitch.
Sporty memes. It's very possible it is. It has been said. It has been said a few times.
Hey, Sporty Memes, good to see you. It's very... That's what I said. We just don't know, but he's really got weird stuff, the way he argues and stuff. It's just doesn't make sense. He keeps giving the opponent an open door to get out of his arguments.
Here's a good question. Yeah, is our sun a giant gaseous body or is it not?
See what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I was going to say nuclear fusion.
Mm-hmm.
You say it's plasma. You're going to say there's electric field holding that plasma there.
Off the magic dragon.
No, because
Or is it something like liquid metallic hydrogen?
yes.
You're bringing up so many good points. I think there are answers to these questions, or at least there are competing viable theories to these questions that I think are worth exploring, that I'm interested in learning about. I'm glad you're interested in learning about them. In fact, frankly,
You sound like a politician, Matthew. He asked you a direct question. And now I'm glad you brought this up. You're so intelligent. Thank you for all your very important questions. I also want to look into this, just like you look into it. Thank you for bringing it up. Let's ignore the question you just asked and move on to now cows herding. You know what I mean? It sounds literally like a politician.
Yeah, because cows had improved globes, isn't it?
who's paying close enough attention to ask the questions that you and I are? That's a good start. But we've walked different paths here, and we've got a different model. And I'm going to be stubborn and say that. No, I shouldn't say that. I got to keep some of my thoughts to myself. But I'm very much convicted in my worldview on this thing.
and that's fair. Okay, guys. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave. Jeran, you can have like 2 minutes to end this, and then Matt, if you just want to rebut it, because you kind of said everything.
Alex, you could have just let them actually finish this.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you need to say, Matt. But if you just want to say like one.
Sorry, we did get one $20 super chat for a question. Scott Hawkins, Matt, please elaborate on your understanding of the four corners of the earth. Thank you for
that's a good question. And then to answer that question, then we'll have Jeran do like a 1 minute closure, and then you can rebut him, whatever you want to say, Matt. But yeah, how do you describe the four corners? That's how do you interpret that?
This should be interesting. Type 1 in chat if you think he's going to say we have four corners because it's coordinal systems. Type 2 in chat if you say it's four corners because they believed that the earth was flat and they were stupid. Yeah.
I know why I think four corners.
Awesome. Thanks, Sovereign. We'll see if he takes it up. But like I said, I'll chat on your channel. It'd be great. I think it'll be an interesting conversation. Debate of the two South Africans.
I put 3 in chat.
3. You see, now you're doing just like him, Ryan. You're changing. You're changing the statement.
I'm teasing, though. I was making it.
Okay. Let's see what he's going to answer.
Do I have to make a decision?
Nah, I'm just joking.
Coming to me first?
Yes,
Poor
sir.
Ellen.
Okay. Let me start by, okay, I'm going to be as brief as possible, and this could warrant a long conversation because, as Jeran is aware, especially with all of these YouTube models with a Earth whirling around a sun that's whirling around the center of a galaxy, it's like, who can orient themselves to that? It's impossible to like wrap your mind around the cosmos. With that said, I'm going to say that it's difficult for people to get these concepts into their mind, but the corners of the Earth and any age of the Earth are reckoned by the positions, the positions of the sun over the backdrop of fixed stars.
So coordinal systems. Okay.
And a lot of your listeners won't even know what I'm talking about.
Coordinal systems. I don't know what he's talking about, guys. And I literally just said what he's going to say. I'm so stupid because I said what he's going to say.
Is that because you predicted it, or is it cyclical?
But that's also one thing he's been doing this whole show. Your audience not going to know what I'm talking about. Literally, no, dude. It's the other way around. We know exactly. And yeah, fixed stars, one mind. Wow.
But every month the sun is traveling through a new house of the zodiac. And I'm not really talking about astrology, okay? I know that astrologists use these terms. This is astronomy stuff. There are equinoxes and solstices. They happen in the spring and the fall, and in the height of summer at the brightest day of the year, and in the...
Why are you trying to make it sound like none of us have ever heard these words before? Nobody comes to Flat Earth without actually knowing what the hell you're talking about. We were all globers before, mate. We weren't born Flat Earthers.
The dead of winter, December 21st. Those specific 4 points and dates that fall relatively within plus or minus a day each year. The sun will rise in a particular constellation against the backdrop of fixed stars, and they stay in place for relatively 2,000 to 2,200 years.
Oh, really?
When?
Can you prove that?
Wow. Can you observe that?
One thing you have to realize with the globe, it's all faith-based. Everything about the globe is faith-based because the time spans they give you is unobservable. The things they want you to believe is unobservable. Everything is literally based on faith.
You can't see it, you can't test it, you can't prove it. All you got to do is just believe it because everybody told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham walked the earth on the spring equinox.
Oh, really? Last time I checked, everybody that walks the earth can walk the earth on a spring equinox. That doesn't make you special.
If it does, then hey, I want to join the club too.
Sun rose in Aries. 2,000 years later, that's the sacrificial lamb. That's when the ram is caught in the thicket for Abraham when he's asked to sacrifice his son.
Ooh, so he's using astrology, which you just said you're not doing.
Actually, Luke's faith is the evidence of things
He's mixing
unseen.
it with mythology as well, though, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Faith is evidence of things not seen.
Yep.
2,000 years go by. I promise I'll wrap this up in 20 seconds. The sun had finally precessed through the equinoctial cycle to the next sign of Pisces. The fish, the net. Christ shows up. He gets.
Once again, astrology. That is astrology, mate.
That's different than astronomy, yes.
Yeah, that's astrology, Matthew. The thing you said you're not talking about, Matthew.
You must be an astronomer.
These fishers and makes them fishers of men. He feeds the masses with the loaves of fishes.
No. The stars don't make you fishers of men. The constellations don't make you fishers of men. when you have the time as Pisces or Aries, it doesn't make a person a fisher of men. A fisher of men is very specific, as the Bible says. When he asked Peter, leave your nets, cast your nets in it, would you rather want to catch fish, or would you like to be fishers of men? AKA, will you come and serve with me to make people come into my house, become fishers of men for the Lord? Because he used that analogy because he talked to fishermen. Peter was a fisherman. Simon Peter was a fisherman last time I checked, Matthew. So he used the analogy, catch fishers of men. Rather catch men than fish. They are of more worth, more value. That's what it's about. Not the damn stars in the sky. Wow.
The things in the heavens were bearing witness of that which was taking place on the earth. And it's been a couple thousand years, and so we're transitioning out of Pisces, and we're leaving that and going into the age of Aquarius that they sang songs about a few decades ago that were kind of fun and hippie-ish. And that's occurring now. But those things is what I'm talking about when I talk about the corners of the earth. There are literally 4 corners or points in space and time that are fixed at
cardinal points. Yeah, the stuff you said none of us are going to know about.
certain times of the year in the Earth's motion around the sun, and that is what defines an age of the Earth. And so we've been living in the age of Pisces for the past couple thousand years, and astrologers make their bucks talking all about how that influences your love life.
Well, some of it works. So is there some sort of weird stuff about astrology? I'm a Libra. I think I'm very fair.
You have to pay me to talk about that.
I know.
You just spoke about astrology. You have to pay me to talk about it. You literally just spoke about astrology. That what you just spoke about was astrology.
Astrology is the zodiac, isn't it? Astronomy is looking at the stars, looking at the sky.
Alex even picked it up. That's why Alex is telling him he's talking about astrology.
Mm-hmm.
No, because that's kind of anti-God, right? All right, now, Jeran, last 2 minutes or a minute, however long you want to get. And then, guys, this is great. Now we have great viewership. A lot of people watching. We really need to try to organize maybe a way we can get you both to Dallas and we can do like a 2-hour sit down, because Matt is very intellectually honest. He believes in God, so he knows that they use science to lie. So really, I really appreciate his opinion more than a lot of these people that worship science.
Intellectually honest. But his whole body language and everything he spoke about showed opposite.
I was about to say, I don't think so much intellectually honest. Intellectually scattergunned all over the place.
I mean, based on everything, how he spoke, what he spoke about, how he approached things, was anything but honest, Alex.
That's right. That's right.
So, Jeran, you have to admit that we like Matt. I mean, I like Matt because of that.
Totally. I would talk to Matt in the future because I'm open to new evidence. And I've never seen anybody step forward and say, I've seen this from space. And then maybe, I know you don't work for them anymore, but.
Jeran, he literally said twice he's never been to space. How can he see things from space, Jeran?
But if I could ever have somebody actually show me that. I've never seen anybody actually do parallax distance measurements. I mean, you've never done that. You just take what they say is true, right? As far as distances to the stars. And I mean, trillions of miles is pretty ridiculous to think that we can just see trillions of miles magically through polished mirrors. But yeah, I don't believe that. So I'm open to talking about it. I think that the 4 corners is, if you do like a plus sign, which is north, south, east, west, there's 4 corners inside there. People just think of corners as something different than there's 4 corners inside of a plus sign. So it could be that. And then, talking about the seasons and things like that, you're just talking about, just to bring this up, this is the kind of the model that we.
Dave Weiss.
We would have to put Dave Weiss clock on there and his flat Earth clock on there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. You can get this on the App Store, and you can see where when the sun goes to the inside track, that's when the north has its summer, and when the sun goes to the outside, that's when the south has its summer. It makes way more sense than the heliocentric model, which actually says that the sun is closer to us in the winter. So they say that the sun is 3 million miles closer to us in the winter, which is crazy. The sun
I understand.
This is what Sov was debating with that Sal. saying, if you go closer to the fire, would you get hotter or colder?
Yeah, you know.
And then she starts saying, oh, but your face, what the hell has your face got to do with anything? Is this a simple question? Go closer to the fire. Is it hotter?
Yeah, your face will get hotter as well.
Oh, man. It's crazy.
And what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to rebut this at all. I'm just going to say I understand what you're saying.
But that is a weird one. Okay, Jeran, sorry, the last minute.
Well, it's difficult to conceptualize. That's right.
I'm not going to rebut this.
I'm interested in talking more because I would love to hear what
Nobody's rebutted anything in this debate.
I guess we can end it there.
Yeah, it hasn't really been a debate, has it? A little comment. Just let Matthew talk what he's got to say, and I'll interject. He didn't even interject. He just said a few little sentences to add here and there. It wasn't really a debate, dude. It wasn't even structured like a debate.
Yeah. Hey, Skeptic's back. You're coming out to be ending. Sorry, man. Yeah, you might want to go back and watch the show. Wow. So, I think you guys know what I think of what just happened.
Yeah.
I think I was vocal about it.
We all agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything I wouldn't have said probably many times over. I mean, you're calling it out for what it is. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I still don't know if it was meant to be a real debate or not. You know, if it was just, I don't know, something decided to do.
I mean, it wasn't really a debate.
No. There's no structure
Jeran
to it.
sat there most of the time just saying, agreed with him, and then popped up now and then and maybe asked the question. But when he asks him an argument, he gives him a get out of jail free card.
Yeah,
I almost feel like Jeran's just there because he has to be or something. Like it's just part of his job or something. You know what I mean? He's just sitting there doodling and whatever. He's just like waiting for his prompt to say his lines, and then it's almost scary because it does kind of appear like shillish. I hate to say that word, but because it's a strong word, but it's a little bit scary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quite
I wish
crazy.
that wasn't so. I mean, I thought Jeran was cool. I used to watch his stuff back when I don't remember when it was, but back when I first discovered all of you guys and the whole movement, and before all that, I was kind of like, I thought he had a lot of stuff to talk about, him and ODD and all that. There's a bunch of people that were influencing me, of course, but I mean, I already knew the truth of it, but I didn't know that there was so much proof of it and how obvious it was. It was interesting to me that after all those years of knowing the truth about it, but then just kind of like ignoring it because it was easier than arguing with people, and then you come and find out there's this hidden cache of people that believe it. And then now I'm seeing all those people like fall away from that. And it's like, wait a minute, what happened here? Like, did we get, like, is this some kind of like, a planned thing or what's going on here? And am I getting involved with something that's going to make me look like that too? I don't want to be involved in all that. That scares me. But at the same time, I mean, somebody has to speak against it, right? And I guess if we all get duped at some point by the system, then I guess we're right? Or we're telling the truth or something, because I don't know why anybody would care what we had to say otherwise, right?
Yeah, but that's a good breakdown of it. Thank you, Vicky, for being a member for 1 month. We appreciate your membership. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work for being such a great mod. Definitely a shout out to Vicky.
Absolutely.
Good job.
But yeah, with Jeran, like I said, the old Jeran was very passionate for the way he did things.
And
the new Jeran, just doesn't.
He's stuck at
it's not like he's interested. You know what I mean?
It's like he's on the short bus and he doesn't want to be.
It's like he's just showing up. Exactly. Skeptic, thank you for being a member for 15 months. Also part of the furniture, dudes. I really appreciate all your support, Skeptic, man. Never give up. No, definitely won't. And I appreciate all your support. You rock, man. But yeah, Jeran, I think he's got, like we said, it's just for him a job now kind of thing. And his passion has left. So he's just showing up, really. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like he's obligated to.
That's it. That's what it seems like.
Definitely. Okay. So I'm going to end it here, guys. I'm going to say thank you for everybody that came. You guys rock. I appreciate everybody's support. And thank you, Luch, for your humongous super chat for some odd reason. But yeah, we'll have your stream tomorrow. It'll be the Luch special tomorrow, guys.
I need some headache tablets.
So yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate you. Many blessings, and may the pressure be with you. Cheers.